Shall we go to Tenterden? Let's explore the charity shop and Sid's Emporium, which is the vintage store. If you love all things charity shopping, flower arranging with a little bit of crafting too, you're in the right place, and I would love it if you were to consider subscribing to my channel. All you need to do is to hit the button marked subscribe, and that means next time you open the YouTube app on your phone, your tablet or your laptop, one of my videos will be waiting for you. This is Cynthia's booth, and she has a lovely display including this beautiful little DC basket. Sometimes you can find them with the little flower frog inside. If I was going to use this, I would use a pin holder and arrange my flowers like that. This is a lovely looking 1970s milk jug. Same sort of colouring as the ceramic basket, and a bargain at only £1.50. Of course, when you visit a vintage booth set up like this, you can't expect to pay charity shop prices unless there happens to be a sale on. This is the first time I've ever visited, and if you want to come to Tenterden, you need to look out for the turning to Waitrose, because Sid's Emporium is down a short alleyway down the turning you need to get to the Waitrose car park. As you can see, each of the booths have been wonderfully styled, and their wares are really set off by the planks of wood dividing each seller's area up. What do we spot here? A yellow vase, a white vase, but what's caught my eye is this little pink one. It's almost got a dull lustre to it.
Oh, it's heavy.
Of course, I don't need another vase. This one's by Governcraft. Was it Gorencraft? I think that's a pottery. It was originally based in Glasgow. I'm visiting because I'm with my friends Jan and Lisa, and we are going away for the weekend, visiting en route the charity shops in Tenterden before moving on to Hastings and Eastbourne. I'll share those adventures in future videos. Isn't this two-part set of milk jug and sugar bowl just beautiful? £12.50 the pair. I never turned them over to find out who the maker was. And Lisa has spotted this candle holder. I think her eye was drawn to the poppy seed head detail. Cubby holes packed with all sorts of dishes and containers. And if you love red and white, how about this? A covered flower canister and a bright red jug. And underneath, some little love hearts made out of linen. And across the way was a collection of vintage milk bottles. Now, Lisa bought one of these. I think it was in celebration of the Queen's Silver Jubilee. And while we were away, she arranged daffodils in it. And this is Jan. Jan loves Silvac and has got an uncanny knack of spotting it everywhere we go. So this is a planter. I think that says £12.50. And a little bit of green carnival glass. Now, Jan was lucky enough to pick up a piece of orange carnival glass which someone had left outside their front door for free. Now, I fancied these ice skates. I've seen so many pictures in magazines at Christmas time showing a pair of ice skates hung on a front door instead of a door wreath. But they've always been too expensive for me. I'm sure someone locally must have a pair of ice skates that they want to get rid of. If that's you, do get in touch. And how about some Davison glass in my favourite colour, which is green. £35 for the little dish with that ribbed edging to it. And can you see what Jan's got in her hand? It's the glass flower block which fits inside. If you'd like to know more about my collection of glass flower blocks, I'll leave a link to a video in the description under this one. And look, once you see one, you see another. This amber glass flower frog. It's marked made in England. It's £12. It's the size. Did you notice it? I think it said 3 inches on the bottom. And a clear glass flower frog This one's £12. I've got one similar to that on my kitchen windowsill. I keep my bottle brushes in it. I think that's a Spode plate at the back there. Lovely white crockery. Bit of kitchenalia in this booth. And look at this, a log for arranging flowers in. I have got the exact same one, but in a brown tan colour. And I've used that for my flower arranging for my Julia and Julia project. I've been trying to recreate all of the flower arrangements in Julia Clement's 1950s book called Fun with Flowers, a treatise on the art of flower arranging. Can you guess the maker of this daffodil vase? It's Burley. I'm quite surprised by that, but I guess styles and designs change over the years. Do you use set vases for certain flowers? Would you only use this daffodil vase for daffodils, or other yellow flowers, or any flowers? Let me know in the comments. And what shaped vases do you like working with? Do you like them to be tall, or perhaps rounded? So this is actually a jug, a vase in my eyes, made by Sadler. And on the shelf below, I quite like these printed containers. They've got a look of Emma Bridgewater about them, the same as the one there with the red berries. I think possibly they might originally have been from BHS, British Home Stores. Let's head back out on the high street and have a look at the charity shops. There's Cancer Research, British Heart Foundation, and the Red Cross too. So let's go inside the Red Cross and see what we can find. Do you spot anything? So I'm always drawn to the vases. This one had a sort of a marbled look to them. I think that's onyx there. As we move across the little bud vase, made by Wedgwood. That's Hathaway Rose, £6. And just look at these beautiful plates on the top shelf. I'm thinking of displaying some decorative plates on my bathroom wall, and I was thinking I might buy one of these, but at £12 it was too expensive for me. So made by Spode. And look, Jan's done it again. She's found another piece of Silvac. A little thistle shape. £15. And in the display cabinet we come across some more Wedgwood. Gravy boat and saucer, £35. Always like to take a look at the glassware. This little dish here reminds me of Chippendale glass. The trophy handles. I got something very similar to this, which I keep my tea bags in before they go to the compost heap. And how about the sugar bowl behind? That would make a great little container for arranging flowers in. Just scrunch up some chicken wire to hold them in place. And are you a Jasperware fan? Let's take a look at this London plate. Can you spot the landmarks? It's presented by the Speaker of the House of the House of Commons. I'm just trying to retrieve the little label that slid down when I picked the plate up. Here it is, with the compliments of the Speaker of the House. I visit Tenterden reasonably regularly and have been to a couple of flower festivals here, so if flower festivals are your thing, make sure you check out the playlist underneath this video. And next up, we're in Demelza. So Demelza is a children's hospice. I was quite intrigued by these serving dishes, obviously designed to keep the food warm, perhaps when you're out on a picnic. £3.95. And my eye was caught by that little pair. I've got a couple of those at home, which I bought at a vintage market in town at Christmas time. I always like to have a look at the teapots to see whether they're Sadler. So we spotted a Sadler milk jug at Sid's Emporium, and I was right. A Sadler teapot here. I'm actually on the lookout for a brown Betty teapot, not to use as a teapot, but to use as a string dispenser. You put the ball of string inside the mouth of the teapot and then feed it out through the spout. Let's go into Pilgrim's Hospices next. This is a charity shop that's been curated specially with vintage and retro finds. And look at those 2 leaves on the shelf there. I think they're made by Wade. I can never work out whether they're flower frogs or candle holders. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Did you notice the blue and white dish right at the beginning of the video? That had a little Dutch scene on it. Well, here's the real deal. Delftware pottery. We've headed straight to the back room of the charity shop where all the bric-a-brac is, but the front of the shop is packed full of vintage clothing. We scan the shelves. Is there anything that takes your eye? What should I have stopped and looked at more closely? More blue and white here, a sauce boat, made in Germany. £4.50. And notice the trim on the front of the shelves, the braiding, very 1970s. This silver teapot, milk and hot water jug have got a real 1930s vibe to them. I must admit I do like a pot of hot water along with my pot of tea. Cute little mouse there, covered boxes. So much to look at. And the pink flowers, it's too big for a butter dish. That will be for keeping cheese in. And over the road is the Hospice in the Weald charity shop. Let's head inside and see what they've got. You always find Jasperware. £5 for a little vase. And again, another 1930s sugar bowl. If you don't already have a sugar bowl in your flower arranging collection, I'd highly recommend buying one. Make sure it's got quite a large opening. Scrunch up some chicken wire, hold it in place with pot tape, and then you've got yourself a fabulous vessel for arranging flowers without needing to use flower foam. I remember my mum having a darning mushroom. If it's green and it's got flowers on it, I am always drawn to it. But this jug didn't come home with me. I've got too many already. I did think I could take a closer look at this plate. Can you guess the maker? It's Wedgwood and the cornflower pattern. We also popped into Sue Ryder, but I didn't do any filming inside. Now, if you want to see what I did buy, watch on to the end of the video. I couldn't resist this retro 1970s milk jug from Cynthia's booth at Sid's Emporium. And by coincidence, Cynthia also had a stall at the market. So we had a lovely chat with her and she recommended a great place for breakfast. And yes, that Christmas pear came home with me. So I've already got 2, so this now means that officially I've got a collection of Christmas pears. All I need to do now is put it somewhere safe, so come Christmas time I won't forget that I've got it. Now I didn't actually buy this next item, Jan did. While we were away, we decided to have a little raffle of charity shop finds. And Jan bought this from the British Heart Foundation store, I think. It's from Paul Pottery, a little jam pot with the mottled grey colour and a pale pastel green lid. I was very pleased to pick out the winning ticket for this one. And here's my candle holder, or is it? It cost £4 from the vintage Pilgrim's Hospice store. I so wanted this to be a candle holder. When I looked closely, I discovered that candles wouldn't have sat straight in it. You see what happens when I put these pencils in there? They just all splay out. And if it was made for candles, there would be wax dripping everywhere. So this is definitely a flower frog. Now I just need to be on the lookout for a container that's also rectangular. I'll have to add that to my shopping list for next time. Let me know in the comments which was your favourite find of mine. Oh look, I never mentioned the little glass bell. Lisa has got a thing for bells, so when I spotted this one for £1.50, I knew it just had to come away on holiday with us, and we gave it a ring every time we wanted someone else to make a cup of tea.